Okay, the next part we're going to work on our facial controllers, which will control all of our bones that we've created for the face rig. So we'll basically just build a face rig now. So to start, we can actually select all of our joints that we're using. So if we go into our root system, and I'm just holding down Shift again, and I'm going to go to look under here. So now I'm going, so left brow 1, 2, 3, and select the left cheek, the left eyeball, top lip, left lip. I'll do the jaw on its, I'll make a new shape for the jaw. And so lower lip, left lower lip, left corner lip, right corner lip, right lower lip, and then left upper eyelid, and left top eyelid, 1, 2, 3, left lower lid, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going through and selecting all these joints. And right brow, 1, 2, 3, right eyeball, right cheek, and right top lip. So those are all the joints. And so with our Comet tools, what we will go to Comet Shapes, and we will say circle, I believe it's going to be circle Y. Nope. So I'm going to Control Z that, and Control Z that, brought it back, and I believe it's Comet Circle Z. Yes, Comet Circle Z will actually place our shapes facing Z out. So they're basically all forward. That's how I want them. Okay, so, and one thing that I'm going to do right off the bat is just hit F8. And I'm going to select all the shapes, and I'm just going to move them forward in Z space just a hair, just basically bringing them off the surface. Okay, and these shapes also as well, I want to put in a new layer. So with those shapes selected, I'm going to say layers and then just go to the far right one, which creates a new layer and assigns the selected objects, which is what we want. And so from here, I believe it's this one. Yep. So we'll just double click that and we'll say facial, whoops, so facial underscore controls rig. And we'll say save, and I will always usually turn this to yellow, which should give all of our shapes that yellow color. Okay, or you can actually go use that other Chris Zerbrigg change override colors. I like to just, since I know all my facial shapes are going to be under that layer, I can just color them all yellow, which is what I'm looking for. So from that, one other thing I want to look for here, we also actually need to go through and rename all these shapes as well. That's one thing that I wish, like if you selected objects, you could rename, they would rename to what they are, and it's basically based off a selection. So if you go through here and you can see, you know, say this is right, so 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2, 3, and then you can look and see how you can name these however you want. Just make sure that they're you know, they pretty much are named the same, kind of, so you know exactly what you're. And so I'm just going to look through here, and so this is going to be brow 1, 2, 3, and so I want to name these 3. So Comet Tools rename, and I'm going to rename this to brow, and then make 2 padding. So rename, and then I'm going to prefix this with left, and then suffix with underscore control. So add prefix and suffix. Okay, and then from here, I believe this is going to be, yes, cheek. So we can just name this one cheek and rename that as a single, and prefix and suffix. And from here, let's see what this guy is. Just hitting 4 just to make sure. So this one, I'm actually going to scroll this guy up. Whoops. So 5. Okay, that's going to be top lip. I just want to go up here and see. So I have left brow, left cheek, left eyeball. So okay, that's going to be, so this is left eyeball. So left, we'll go with eyeball. And we'll say rename, prefix, suffix. And for this eyeball control, I'm actually going to F8, and I'm going to, actually I want, let's hold off on that. Okay, so these guys, so this is going to be top lip, and actually I'm just going to go here and name this top lip. Just add the control suffix, and this is going to be top lip. Actually, we want left top lip, and just put a suffix. And this one's going to be, this is going to be bottom lip. So bottom lip, and add suffix. And this is going to be bottom, or left, bottom lip. Suffix. This is going to be left corner, lip. Enter, add suffix. You could just finish out the control if you want to just type it out. It's not that big of a deal. So right corner, lip. It helps as well to make sure that these match. So when we get, so right, bottom, lip, underscore control. This one's going to be, this must be our left eyelid, left top eyelid. So left eyelid, left, yep. Yes, so that should be right upper eyelid, or left upper eyelid first. So left upper eyelid, control. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be top eyelid. So we'll say rename and control, add suffix and prefix. Okay, this is going to be bottom. So left bottom eyelid control. And then 1, 2, 3. So we'll select these 3 and say bottom eyelid. And so rename, add prefix, add suffix. And this one is going to be right, I believe. Yes, so right lower eyelid first. Right lower eyelid. So if I double click this copy and just scroll down here, and so just double click here and then add control, and then this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and so right lower eyelid, and just add suffix, and this is going to be upper. So if we just name this one to actually right upper eyelid underscore control. If you do any searches or anything and you don't, if you're using capital C and little c's, it helps to make sure you think about how you're spelling everything, and everything should match. Okay, that's one really important thing that you should always try and follow. So I'm actually going to name this upper. Whoops. Upper eyelid. So let's name that. This is going to be. We'll just add suffix. Okay. So this is going to be brow. 1, 2, 3. So we'll just name this guy brow. Rename. Change this to right. Add prefix, add suffix, and then these. This is probably my right eyeball. Just making sure, yes, right eyeball. Right eyeball. And then we just add the suffix. Right cheek. Control. And this one is right top lip. Right top lip underscore control. Okay, that should be all of our shapes. It should look correct. So what I want to do is select the right eyeball, the right upper eyelid control, right lower eyelid control, left bottom lid eyelid, or left bottom eyelid control, left upper eyelid control, and left eyeball. Left eyeball control. Okay. And I'm going to actually F8 these. F8. Select them all. Bring them all to the front. And so these are just going to hang out right here for a second. So just go back to component mode, and I'm going to actually change this left eyeball 01. I don't want 01 in the name, so I'm just going to replace that. Okay. So now what I want to think about is for this, I do want basically a control object going over all of the brows, so just one brow controller. So I'll probably select the middle brows and say Comet, Shapes, Circle Z, and then I will go to F8 and just bring those forward, and then also just do a rotation, or not a rotation, but a scale in X, and maybe also Y. Okay. So also I'm actually going to select these. So if you hold down Shift, you can select those. Oops. Actually just bringing those Just trying to make this more of like an eyebrow. Well, it's not really an eyebrow shape, it's just kind of sit. So F8. And these guys, so this is going to be left brow, control. This is going to be right brow, control. I just want to make sure that this is little c, control. Okay, so these two I want to add into here, so I just add selected. Alright, so what I want to think about here is I want these three to be children to this, so I'll just hit P for parent. So now this will control the whole eyebrow, and then each individual can control the actual shape of the eyebrow. So these three, 1, 2, 3, and I'll select the top to be the parent, and so right brow control is controlling over those three. Okay, and then for these ones, what I want to do is select, so right upper eyelid control and left, so right and left upper eyelid control. Okay, so those two I'm going to F8 and then select those, and then actually I'm going to shape these like so. So I'm just selecting the middles, just bring those up. So I'm just basically getting kind of a shape like so. And then also, whoops, I want to rotate from, actually scale from component mode, but it's not doing what I want. Scale object center. There we go. Nope. Still affecting. Okay. Let's just go with this. These guys, I'll just leave like that. And then just going to go to regular mode. Okay. So you'll see that the actual rotation is still happening from here, but the shape is basically out front. So it's just basically like a selection. So when I do rotate, it's going to rotate from the actual where it's located. So now I want to grab the right lower and left lower. So just look through here. So right and left lower. Left lower, where are you? Okay, I said bottom eyelid and right lower eyelid. So I want to change, I actually want to change these to bottom. So I'm going to search for lower and replace with bottom. Although lower sounds better, so let's change it the other way around. So bottom to lower. So we'll grab these ones and search and replace. So lower eyelid and lower eyelid. And these ones will go to component mode, select those, and we'll just do a scale. So I want to be an object, like so, and I'll select the middles on these, holding down Shift, and so select all, and just basically those. So those are my left, and so actually scale object center. There we go, that's how we want it. We want it under world. So from here, if I go F8 and I select the, so this one, this one, and then say F8, and select those controls, and now should be able to rotate, or not, actually scale, not rotate. So F8 to control. So those are basically our eye controls. So with this, we want these guys to, this is going to be our eyeball controller. I'm just thinking through this, so if I select this guy here and I rotate, it's going to rotate the upper eyelid, but I also want these guys to be children. So I'll select these three, the top eyelids controllers, and then I'll select this one, say parent. So when I go here, actually that'll rotate on that eyeball, or on the eyelid. So 1, 2, 3, select the top, parent, and for these ones I want to go 1, whoops, so select this guy. We can actually just go like this, and then select the lower, and parent, and then the left, and 1, 2, 3, and then we want our left lower lid to be the parent. So now when we select this, we rotate that. Basically controls that eyelid. Alright, let's see. The cheeks will stay by themselves, and the eyeballs stay by itself. Let's see, the top lip, we do probably just want to have a topmost node to the top. And we also want to make a jaw controller as well. So with the jaw, we can go to Comet, Shapes, Cube. And from this cube, if I F8 and then scale in like so, and then scale, not in Z, actually I want this in object mode, and then I'll scale this like so, and here I'm actually going to move in object mode in Z, and just rotate, or scale, and then also scale in X. There's many different shapes that you can use. You could also use a, actually I'm not sure I like the cube. I've used the cube before, but actually I'm going to select the jaw. Select the jaw again. So hello, I want the joint. Let's go up here and look for the jaw. Okay. From there, we will go to Comet, Shapes, Circle Z, F8, F8, make sure we're in component mode, come all the way out, and from here, the shape that I want to use is going to be, so I'm going to go into Scale, like so, and then I'll select these guys and these ones, and then pull them back like that. And so this whole shape, I will go to and just basically scale like so. So just hitting 6 and then just moving this shape like so. That's going to be his jaw controller. So select that, and then I'm going to scale, but this time I want to scale from world, like that. Okay, so we'll F8, F8 back to object mode, scroll to the bottom, and this will be jaw underscore control. Okay, this one we will also want to be a part of this, so we'll add selected objects. Okay, so now we have all of our control shapes. Look like it's controlling everything, so alright, so jaw, all these. So now the one thing that we want to do is actually from here I'm actually going to select all the facial controller shapes that we have, and then I'm going to group these and name these facial group shape, or facial shapes underscore group. Okay, and then we will actually parent these, so we'll select this, then this guy, and parent. So now when the head shape, actually the facial stuff follows along with that. Alright, and then to basically control these, what you want to do is actually select the shape, then the joint, and then we will go to constrain, parent. So the shape, the joint, and then G. And the shape, joint, G. So shape, joint, G, or constrain parent. G is just repeating the last thing we did, so just selecting the shape, then the joint, shape, then the joint, hitting G, shape, then joint, G, shape, then joint, G. And then for the eyes, we'll do those separate, just because they're, we want to actually select those in a certain way. So here, so I'm hitting G, so shape, joint, G, 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 and then from here we'll just grab the cheek, G, shape, G, and just working my way down to the lips. Let's see here. One thing I might have yeah, let's I'll test this first, and then if I need to change this, I'll go back and I'll explain why I think I might have messed this up. But it is an easy fix, thankfully. G. So now when we select the jaw, it's affecting the jaw. These should all be affecting, yep. Okay. Just have to make sure that, oh, why are these not following along? So here, oh, did we not? Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, it did it on the right. We just didn't, we went the other way. So we must not have done the left at all. Oh, we did that left. Okay, so this one. So one thing to make sure, if you don't see the blue connection, which is the parent constraint, on these joints, you just want to make sure that we still make that connection on these. So parent constraint, and this one, parent constraint, this one, parent constraint. And so I'm just looking over, actually I'm just going to go up here and turn off these locators. I don't want to see those right now. and I just hit Control H, which hides. And so I'm just going through here, making sure those, controlling the eyelids. Yep. And cheek, yep. Okay, so for this one, what we want to do is actually, so the upper eyelid we want, so the controller we'll select first, and then we will go to the facial joint and look for left upper eyelid, and then we'll constrain that, so just G, and then the lower eyelid shape, and then we'll look for the lower eyelid here and just hit G, and then the eyeball, we'll look for left eyeball, where are you, left eyeball, and then G, and so we'll select the right top eyelid, or right upper eyelid, and then so parent, and then right lower, and so we'll look for right lower eyelid, G, and then right eyeball. We just want to scroll up or scroll down and look for right eyeball. Where are you? Let's see here. So it'll be under the head. So right, where's the right eyeball? There it is. And then G. Alright, so one thing that I messed up on, all the control objects on the face are not zeroed out. Okay, so first thing that I want to do, I don't want to mess up my constraints that I've already done. So what I want to do is just go to this world control, okay, or under this, let's see, just going to collapse all this stuff, and so I'm going to actually go to the face and then hit that, and then open that up, and then all my facial shapes group. So I want to select all these controllers, okay, all these controllers, and then I'm going to hope that my Comet tools basically save me and just zero those out, which it looks like it did. So we should be good to go. Yep, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's exactly what we wanted. So now all those facial shapes are zeroed out. Okay, looking good. We'll select that. Looks like that's rotating the right way, how we want it. Clavicles. I like to just kind of go through the rig and see what I'm getting. And it looks like everything is working the way that I want it to. Alright. I can actually go to left leg and switch to FK. And that's working how you would think. So we can shut those back to IK, which is usually what you're using on the feet anyway. So I'll hit Control S. So now we have all those facial controls. We can actually hide those. And then the joints, you can also hide those as well. And that basically kind of what our rig looks like. And so now all we got to do is get skinning. We can start skinning up and get started on that.